For everybody who don't know, this is story time. I tell a story about every week about how this stuff happened. This is just some gameplay over me being stupid. But this story time is about my first job. So I worked at the skating rink for like 2 weeks. And it was all good. But when it was like a month into the job, I thought I was cool enough to chill, do what I wanted. I had this coworker. Her name was Lacey. I don't care if you're supposed to say names, but I know right now, if I ever caught her lacking, she could catch this stab, cuz I will hit her with these hands. If the ops looking, I ain't say that. But I was chilling one day. She had asked me some stuff. We was talking with you, and I had said, man, you can get my jewel if you suck and fuck on this date. Wasn't supposed to say that in the work establishment. I guess you know what I'm saying. She told her little boyfriend about it, right? And he had the biggest problem with it, and I really didn't even understand why. Like, if bro wanted to smoke about it, man, bro could have scrapped about it. I told him to pull up and everything, but he ain't even do nothing because Lacey was like, if he pull up, he'll get me fired. And I went up and talked to him. And I was like, bro, this your boyfriend texting me over this most stuff? He was like, yeah. I told him not to come up here because I don't want to get fired. And I was like, I'll take all blame for it, but just know, if your boyfriend leave that parking lot a little different in the face, it ain't my fault. He tried to pull up on me. And I told him, I'm not about to argue with you over this, bro. Like, it ain't even that deep. Just know, if we want to take it down like this, then we can throw it down with these hands. I ain't with all the talking. So, Bud was coming at me sideways, trying to yell, argue, do all this extra stuff, and I was not trying to listen to none of it. So he over here arguing, trying to beef with me like a little girl, and I was like, bro, you know where I work. Come up here. You can drive. You better come on. So throughout the night, I see Lacey going back and forth talking to my little manager that be up there. Shout out to the manager, because she was chill about the whole me getting fired thing and everything. And I was like, it is what it is. I ain't gonna trip on it. I'm gonna just let it go. So Lacey kept walking over there to the boss and stuff, talking, saying this and that. But when I was on the skate floor, I worked at the skating rink as my first job. I ain't gonna lie, hated every minute of it. Worked up there my first job. I was on the skate floor because I was guarding to make sure when these kids fall, that, you know what I'm saying, they alright and they need to get back up and stuff. Can't do none of that. So I see her on the floor and I'm like, bruh, I ain't got time for this. They gonna come over here and say something to me. So when it came down to it, one of the dudes that was up in there, his name Carson, he's super chill. He came over there and got me and was like, hey, boss need to talk to you in the back. And I was like, what she need to talk about? What's up? What's good? It was like, she need to talk to you. I don't know about what, just go back there. And I was like, alright. So I went in the back. I went in the office. She was like, sit down. I was like, alright. I sat down. And she was like, so what happened? And I was like, what you mean? She was like, what's up with you, Lacey, and her boyfriend or something? And I was like, she tried to do this whoopty whoop, told her the whole story, told her I was like, you got a second, fuck, you want this from me, and whoopty whoop. She was like, alright. I'ma let you know right now, you probably gonna get fired. And I was like, I respect that, you keeping it honest with me. Me and you go way back like 2 flats on a Cadillac. So when we was chilling, she was telling me about it. She was like, you can't say this, you can't do that, especially when they that color. And she pointed at their white piece of paper, had me in that cracking up. She was like, when they that color, you know you can't say something like that. It's a black boss, bro. She been there since since I was a kid, since all my friends used to go there for school field trips, bro. And at the end, we was all doing good and stuff, but then it was like after like 10-20 minutes, if I had to say so, she was like, hey, come on back in. And I was like, alright. I had went in there after skating around the floor some more. My owner, I ain't gonna say no names, leave them out, you know what I'm saying? My owner was in there waiting on me. He said, sit down. I was like, I can sit in this stool? Cause it was a stool and a couch in there. It was like, nah, you can't sit in the stool. I was like, alright, okay. So I sat on the couch, like right next to him. And he was like, you can't say nothing like this. I was like, yes sir. I was being all respectful. And everything. And he was like, alright, you know what you did. You understand that you can't do this stuff like that. He was trying to give me the whole coach pep talk and everything. And I was like, yes sir, I understand. I won't do it no more. He was like, yeah, I bet you won't do it no more, because you ain't got a job no more. And I was like, what you mean I ain't got a job no more? He was like, go ahead, get your badge, take your tag off, take my name tag off, clock out, go ahead, find you a ride home. He was like, you got a ride? I was like, nah, I ain't got no ride, but I'll find one, don't even trip on it, because I don't want you to take me home, I don't want nothing like that. He was like, alright. He was like, but one thing you gonna do, I ain't gonna call Dabney PD and tell them what happened or none of that. I'ma just tell you, if I ever hear something like you doing this again, I will call the cops and you will never be around me or my family again. And I was like, you know what, I respect that. But that's the end of this story time. One thing I can tell y'all I learned from this, I will not work at that skating rink no more, due to the fact that, you know, more people up there. That's it.